skin lifts up, the back body skin goes down. Now we got the arms through. Good. How's that feel? Don't forget to turn your head in both directions. Do both sides, 15, 20 seconds, that's enough. Delirious happiness can't be born for me, so I'm breaking up.
Naturally, just last a little bit, right there.
Yeah.
That's what's counting.
And you want it down, right?
Oh, yeah. You want to do that twice?
Oh, yeah. It does.
Let them twist, and then add the traction to the twist. Then go with them, breathe with them. Bend that back elbow to pull the chair up. And don't forget to turn your head in both directions, find out which feels best. Now, eventually, the twist ought to be such that the front shoulder is in line with the space between the knees, and the back shoulder turns in line with the gluteal crease. You see, so your chest ends up like Tadasana almost, right? 90 degrees to that side.
Sorry.
The shoulder is in line with the knees. The shoulder is back in line with the tailbone. Understand? So the chest is facing Tadasana like this.
Yeah, I definitely feel it in the shoulder. Oh, yeah.
There you go, like that. See that? You keep the Tadasana. Good. When you turn, listen up. One more little tip biomechanically. When you turn your head, there's a side bend for every rotation in the neck vertebra. You don't intend this. It's inadvertent, unconscious. If you turn your head to the right side drops. There's a side bend for every rotation. So to make sure that your neck still stays in Tadasana, because this is not how your neck would be in Tadasana. That means your Tadasana would look like this. No. So as you turn to the short side, you have to lengthen that side as you turn up. Lengthen that side as you turn up. So the sides of the neck still stay as parallel as possible. Then you really see which side is more or less stretched. Okay? Switch if you haven't already. I'm so nervous. Okay. I know the gurus of all time are watching, rolling over in their graves, puking. Realize this is what the world has come to. Like, believe and use him. Can you imagine? Keep the ribs into the chair back. That will prevent you from overdoing. Good, how's that? Turn your head in both directions. Good, nice. See, he has a good, you're a good model for rotating your shoulders. You're doing really good, except your body's so like tilted. You keep moving these into the left like that. Just the right way. And even when your chest is going this way, this end is going that way. All right, everybody got it? Basta, basta, basta. Enough. All right. It is time for nerve tensing. Nerve tensing. Yes, like your nerves weren't tense enough. All right, so stand in such a manner that if your hands go out to the side, you're not going to thwack your neighbor in the face. What's that? I'm going to have Agni come in front of the camera. Get this out of the way. We don't want Agni's face in any way encumbered. Come over here. I love it. Hi. Okay, great. So she's going to demonstrate for you nerve tensing. I want you to watch it first before you do it. And then before you do it, ask your doctor if you have permission. So first you're going to raise your arms out to the side, in shoulder flexion, right like that. You're going to flex your hand at the wrist hard and push to the outer wall. Don't do it, wait. Oh! So you got the nerve tension right. It looks like it's musculoskeletal, but it's not, it's nerve tensing. Stage 1, relax. Okay. Stage 2, arms up. Flex again. Now rotate the fingers behind you. Now push the heel of the hand to the opposite wall. Yes, she's getting it, right? Relax, down you go. Right away you'll understand. It seems like it's musculoskeletal, but it's not, it's nervine. Next, arms up, palms facing down. Turn your palms to face behind you. Make fists with your hands. Now, flex the wrist. No, the other way. Sorry. Extend the wrist. She's laughing, but I can guarantee you there's nothing funny about this. Good. And down you go. Never did this before, right?
Nope.
So important to have no experiences. Now, raise your arms out to the side. Bring them over your head, palms facing to the ceiling. Bring them down by the sides of the ear. And then try to roll the pinky side further back behind you and the thumb side up. She's buff arms. A chick that's cut? Oh man. Nothing wrong with being ripped, ladies. And the last one is turn your hands in toward yourself and bring your fingers back by your waistline. In line with your waist, sideways, and then try to lift them up into your armpits, hanging out.
My wrist.
Every. I hope I'm not blocking that face. I want that for posterity. Okay, good. And down you go. So describe before they do it, like, why was that different than just like moving musculoskeletal? What were you feeling?
Felt like radiating
Ulna and
sensations
the ulna and the
through.
radial.
Yep.
Yeah. But again, remember cervical brachial. She felt it here. It's really coming from here. Give her a hand for that demo. Nerve tensing. Nerve tensing. Get Tadasana in your feet. Move your arches there. Now add what we learned from Ustrasana. Don't be dumping your pelvis. Tilt the pelvic rims up. Turn the sacral area down. Lift the rib cage. Lift the nipples. Lift the collarbone. Even though you're not coiling back, extend up. Base of the neck straight back. Back of the skull vertically up. Arms by your side first. Good. All right. Make sure you're not going to hit your neighbor, right? Inhale, exhale. Take your arms out to the side, level with your shoulders. Stage 1. Stop. Flex the wrist so the fingers point to the ceiling. Stage 2. Now, hard. Push the heel of your hand to hit the opposite wall and stay there till you feel it. Are you feeling it, baby?
Yes.
Okay, good. Right, different, huh? Yeah. No mouth breathing like this is Lamaze class. Although we said that yoga is midwife of consciousness. Maybe you're giving birth to something right now. That'd be great. Inhale, exhale, down you go. Oof. That one thing adds a little vicious thing. Nerve current tensing, right? They don't teach that elsewhere, do they? No. Okay, one more time. Inhale, come on up. Flex those wrists. Turn the hand behind you, 90 degrees. No. Yes. And then once again, straightening the elbows. Push the heel of the hands to the opposite wall. Feel the difference in this position. Try to relax your face. Like you're having a good time. Tough, isn't it? Hard flex of the wrist.
That's it. That is a hard
Well,
one.
it's just my job to say hard flex of the wrist. Okay, good. Down you go.
Fingers got tingly.
Tough, right? All right. Number 3. Arms up level with your shoulders, palms facing down. Yes. Turn the palm to face behind you. Make a fist. Extend the wrist back. Yes, as if you're trying to bring the back of the hands toward the opposite back of the hand. And go for there. Oh boy. Notice the difference on one side compared to the other. Yeah. It's the internal rotation. Action. Good. And gently down you go. Arms up. Bend the arms at the elbows. Turn the palms to face the ceiling. Bring them down in line with your ears and elbows back in space. Now rotate the pinky part of your hand further behind you and the thumb part of your hand up to the ceiling. Fingers face your head, my friend. Not up to the ceiling. Inward toward your head. Good. You know, I think if we all walked out in the street like this, they would think it was a cult. What are they doing at the Kriya temple? Okay. Inhale, exhale, and there you go. Palms facing down. Turn the fingers in toward you. Bring them back in line with your waistline, and then hike it up any amount you can toward your armpit. Oh, exactly. Oh. Yeah, all right, down you go. Whoa.
Oh my God. Thank
Nerve
you.
fencing.
Thank you, kind, passionate.
You know, two other yogis who teach this from Australia.
Because I learned from you.
Yeah. I haven't seen her teach it, so I'm not sure what she's teaching. All right, so now let's go into inversions. I love doing inversions for people because in our system, headstand and shoulder stand, the king and queen of the asanas, right? And if you want to project any kind of yogi's truck and truth, they wouldn't say it if it wasn't true, right? Because I want to project a fantasy. These are truth tellers. Not that yogis aren't human beings who are flawed and they get busted for, too many Rolls Royces and boffing the secretary when they're supposed to be celibate. I know that. I said all the failures, don't deny the fact that all the other successes is what makes it real. But in our system, headstand and shoulder stand are the maha poses, great poses to practice for long-term resilience and immune system strength, but also seeing things from a bizarre perspective and getting those brain chemicals really fired. It's a way to do it. So our friend over here said that he'd stopped doing inversions for a while. I'm going to show you other ways that you can start to put inversion, weight-bearing gravity on the shoulders with no pain in your neck. That's the important thing here. So, let's see. If the chair can go flush to the wall, which it basically can, come down on your knees, face the chair. Come away from the chair. Be kneel. Good. I want you to interlock your fingers like this, like you're getting ready for a headstand, but you're not going to put any weight on your head. And place the wrist bone basically underneath the chair in that line. So you do a straight line like that. So you should be able then to do dog pose with your legs, and your head will be off the floor. So take your legs further back. Okay. And forearm, elbows are down. You got to make sure that the forearm, the upper arm is vertically above the. All right, like that. Now again, you can come in another 3 or 4 inches this way. Okay, good. Now head is all the way down. Now press the wrist down strongly. Pin the elbows into each other. Good. And round your upper back. Your head should completely hang, right? Now maintain wrist pressed, elbow pin, shoulder up, Do dog pose with your legs. Good. Walk in 4 inches till you feel the chair, hold your back. Good. Even if the chair goes to the wall, don't be afraid about it. Once the chair gets there, it will stabilize. Or not. All right, come down for a second. All right, so remember my little magic tip here. Back off for a second. You could have somebody stand on the chair to prevent it from moving, but what if you don't have somebody else to... See, eventually you'll be able to know how much body weight to put in the chair without tilting the chair forward, so it'll just give you a light contact sensation, where at the beginning you're kind of just muscling your weight, right? Because you don't realize, oh, I have to do some kind of finesse here. Yes, I have to do some kind of elegance in my action. Right. But that has to be learned. So you have to train yourself not to put too much weight. This will give you the confidence that the chair is not going to unfold. Try it again. Good. You are all first-class critics. Right. So get in there so your chair hits you and you realize it really gives you a resistance, right? And then go, let's see. Good. Good. So even if the chair moves, and that's what stay stable. Good. Now walk in against it. Until it pins. Good. Nice. How's that feel?
Good.
Good. Keep pinning your elbows in. They're wide. Pin them in. That's it. Good. Head is off the floor, is it not?
Yeah, it's on my hands.
Yeah. Try to lift up so much that it's not even on the hands. Good. But tuck your chin at the same time. All the way through. There you go. Now straighten your knees any amount. Good. Micro bend your knees. Walk in another 2 inches. Good. Now straighten your knees any amount. Good. And now lift your heels off the floor and roll your buttock way over your head. And straighten your knees any amount. So this is what we call Ardha Sirsasana. Half headstand without taking the head on the floor. Good. You feel nice and safe?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Keep stretching your knees straight any amount. Good. Inhale, exhale, down you go. Give them a hand for that demo. And tell everybody how it felt to have support in your back.
Great. Awesome.
So this is the idea. I want to have the confidence that as I move ahead into something more challenging, I'm not going to hurt myself. And the next stage might be something else, which we'll do after that. So I want everyone to take a belt. Did you see what I did? I tied it from the back chair rung to the top of the chair backrest. Tighten it, put the chair against the wall, and then I'll talk you through it. So again, good work. Having fun? Are you learning a lot?
I am. Good.
Just outside of the reception.
Hurry up! We only have another 25 minutes. Hurry up! Are there any NBA fans here? Anybody a basketball fan?
Yeah.
I had a major non-attachment tonight. My favorite team, the Golden State Warriors, is playing at 7. Had to let it go. Had to pull that renunciate thing out of me. I'm non-attached. I don't care about anything. I have transcended all my eyes. All right. Wait, let's start. Come down again. The base of the pose, like you learned when we were doing the Straussen thing, is now where?
The forearm.
And elbow and the whole hand. Right. So first thing is when you get your palms together. Right. Wait. Come down. Come down. Come down. Right. Notice which way you interlock your fingers. That's already your habitual way. So turn your hands the other way and break your nose. Ah, already it feels totally weird. Exactly. Really important to do that. This is part of what we call do something different. Right. Learning and growing. Where's Cheryl? Really? That's what that's what she tells notes? No, she goes out to her bookie. She puts it back. It's okay.
Come here.
Pretend. I'm going to get coconut water. That's one of her other things. That's a sign for like off-track betting. Cheryl, tell everybody what the difference between learning and growing is.
Learning is finding new information you haven't found before. Growing is doing something you have not done before.
Thank you very much.
Just learned that yesterday.
So, every class ought to be a learning and growing experience. The learning part is realizing I know something now I did not know before. Growing is I did something I never did before, experiential. Every yoga class has to have that combination for you. Pick up the phrases, whether it's in Sanskrit or a philosophical term that the teacher uses or an anatomical cue. It doesn't matter what it is, but increase that part of you that needs to add to the sum total of your knowledge by learning something new. Doing something new means changing it. It doesn't have to be terribly risky in terms of outside your comfort zone. It could be something as simple as just have a different hand configuration. Already it discombobulates you. Because they do that a lot, at least that's my experience in India. One of the first things they make you go wider in your standing poses. I'm not used to doing that, right? So that every single pose is like, I'm kind of lost in my orientation. Exactly, that's what they want to do. That's the initiation into the space where you have to learn how to deal with it. I don't have the resources to deal with it. Exactly, that's what the whole experience is about. How do I find out what I'm really made of when I'm thrown into a situation where I have no past experience to know what to do with it? And yet, that's how you find out what's really in you. They say a person's like a hot pepper. Till you cut them open, you don't know what's inside. So the ritual initiation is supposed to fillet you in a certain way so that something has a chance to grapple with the new, the unknown, the magnified zone of power. There's something you're going to get from that. So change your interlock, come back to the chair. So start there. Now, get the bottom of the wrist directly underneath the chair seat. You have to find out exactly what that distance is. For some of you, it'll be a little bit further under the chair. For some of you, a little bit further away from the chair. It'll depend on how tight you are, and you'll only find out once you're up. Right? By experience, it becomes so clear. Now, before you go into the pose, build the base of the pose. You saw what I did with our friend over here. You got to do it yourself. Press the bottom wrist down. The top wrist needs to be vertically above the bottom wrist. Now, don't press the wrist down. See the effect. Press it down. Don't press it down. Isn't there a ripple effect up through the rest of the body? Yeah. Okay, good. Now, press it down. Now, pin the elbows in. Yes. That's called adducting, moving the arm toward the midline. Now, don't pin the elbows in. There's a collapse when you do that, is there not?
Yeah.
Yeah, so pin it in and add the wrist. That's 2 of the 3. Now let go. All right? So now, press the wrist, pin the elbow, round the shoulders as if you're lifting the shoulder blade up off the top of the arm. Yes, exactly. Your head should be able to hang down completely now with no contact. Is it so or no?
Yeah.
I told you, yogi's truck and truth. All right. So now, coordinate all 3 and not losing it. Don't destroy what you have created. Wrist down, elbow pin, shoulder up, head all the way down, exhale to dog pose. Wait there. Once you're weight bearing, re-energize. Wrist, elbow in, shoulder up. Now walk in till the chair hits you. Even if you feel it move. Move against it till it stabilizes against the wall. That's it. Now wait there. Yeah, push it in again. That's it. Now walk in more. Bend the knees. Micro bend the knees. Good. Head is hanging completely, not touching. Now from here, lift the heels off the floor higher and roll the buttock way over the kidneys. Keep the head down. Compose your mind as you're composing the asana. Straighten the knees any amount. Come on, walk in more, sir. Walk in more. Stretch it straight. Head down. And breathe. Never forget to breathe. Now look at your legs. Don't do it like children with no sense of alignment, just willy-nilly. Stretch your knees straight and align them in the center like Tadasana. Take 3 long, slow, deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. Don't hold the breath. Let it flow. Inhale and exhale. 3rd time. Inhale and exhale. All right. Down you go. Take a breath. Slowly blow while you're there. Of course you're using muscles in there. But you're not weight bearing. Right? Your head is off the floor completely, right? Yeah. Nina. Come on over here, watch Nina. So her question was, it sounds like it's too simple. Am I using the muscles of my neck? don't see how you can't, but it's probably, am I using the muscles of my neck incorrectly? In case it hurt. So, is there pain or just difficulty?
I don't know, I've just been told not to like strain my neck too much,
Of course, don't strain your neck.
so I don't know.
So you don't know what the difference between straining your neck and not straining your neck is?
I don't think so, because I think I'm always straining my neck.
Right. So anything that's constant becomes subliminal, so you don't know. So you see the way I'm holding my hands like this? Don't choke yourself. So if I chose to tighten my neck and harden my neck, you know, like I just like ate some shit that I don't want to, but I can't tell my boss he's full of shit because I'll lose my job. So I just. Do you see how you're tightening it? See how I'm tightening my neck? I don't have to do that. Like when we're teaching pranayama technique in Jalandhara Bandha, okay, good. So can you purposely tighten your neck and feel like you've made it like a right? Don't do that. Can you relax it? Did you just feel that? So then it's not true. You do know how the difference between straightening your neck and not straightening your neck. Never say that again. All right, so now with that awareness, could you go into dog pose and strain your neck? Forget the chair, just with your hands like this. Do dog pose.
I don't think I know what that means.
Set up the same way, but don't worry about the chair.
Okay.
No, with the forearms. Same forearm position. Good. So press the wrist, pin the elbow, round the shoulders, head down. Do dog pose with your legs. Good, stay right there. Let your head go all the way down. Now, you just learned how to do it, so tighten your neck.
Okay.
Don't tighten your neck. Do you feel the difference? Good, down you go. So now come back to the chair and use the chair. And once you're in the chair, take a couple of breaths and learn yourself what it is to tighten your neck and realize, wow, I did my own preemptive strike on myself. Don't need to do that. You're too far away from the chair. You gotta get closer in with your arms so that the chair's gonna really support you. So press the wrist, pin the elbow, round the shoulder, lift up, head down, do dog pose. Good, walk in till the chair hits you, come on. Don't be afraid, walk in. Touch, you gotta touch the chair. Ah, good, till you feel it all the way.
Yeah.
Like, come on, till it's against the wall so you can feel it, good. Now, purposely, tighten your neck. Now don't tighten your neck. Did you see the difference, Red? Could you feel it now, dear? Good, down you go. Give her a hand for that demo. But you're not done. Now that you know how to tighten your neck and not tighten your neck, let's take you to the next stage.
Okay.
So that is a non-weight bearing position for the head and neck, but you also have to learn eventually to strengthen the area so that you can eventually, stage by stage methodology, take weight on your head and neck. But you don't have to take weight on your head and neck, but you still can learn to strengthen it with your head and neck off the floor. Got it? Face this way. Do the same pose. Come a little closer to the chair. That's enough. All right? Wrist down, elbow in, shoulder round, head down, do dog pose. Good. Now, one at a time, put the ball mount of your foot against the chair. No, not on the chair seat. Don't help. You too, like you're like,
I know, it's bad.
you should teach a workshop on this or something. Curl your toe, and do the other one. Now, and stretch it straight. Stretch it straight. Yeah, the chair's there for you. Nice. Good. Keep breathing. How's that feel, dear?
It's a challenge.
Good. Now, strain your neck. Now, don't strain your neck. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
You made a lot of growth right there. Good. Inhale, exhale, down you go. Give her a hand for that demo. So that's what we call run to the roar. Go toward the thing you're afraid of rather than away from it. Unpack it. Break it down into steps. So that like I get a handle at each stage, and then after a while I realize, wow, it's not as scary as I thought when the technique is correct. All right, go on, do it yourself.
That's helpful.
Thank you.
This one.
See, in moments like that. All right, so on the floor, interlock your fingers. Change the interlock again. Yeah, because you probably went back to the old way.
Yes.
Remember, teachers and students, we know all the tricks because we do All right, so you have to find out the right distance so that when your legs go up, it gives you enough support to clear your head and get your legs straight. So press the wrist, pin the elbow, lift the shoulder, head down, up you go. Use the chair, push it into the wall so you feel the resistance. Just the ball mount of your foot. Good. Take the buttock high up. Straighten the knees any amount. Now move your chest toward the chair. That's it. As you lift up and breathe. Nice. Head should be hanging down completely. Especially people with neck and shoulder pain. You cannot lift your shoulders up off your neck toward your waistline too much. Now, externally rotate the upper arms and rotate them toward the chair. Good. Take 3 long, slow, deep breaths while you're here. Inhale, exhale. Head down, head down. Don't overtuck the chin. Inhale and exhale. Good. Straighten the knees one more time. Inhale, exhale. Down you go. Good, good. So, one more teaching here. One more teaching here. Some people can't make the jump yet to having the weight fully on their head and neck. That's okay. It's okay. That's more challenging than the previous thing to do. But not have them take their head and neck on the floor yet. Because once you can establish rapport with the student, after a while, they will really get the idea when you say, jump. They'll say, how high? Because they trust you. They trust you. Because you haven't hurt them yet. Would you be our model? Of course. Come on over here. So all you do is you just add a small variation. Ekapada. Ekapada. So she does Sirshasan prep with the head off the floor. She adds the toes. Very good. Stretching straight. There it is. Now she has to do the work with her 2 arms. You getting tired?
Yeah, okay.
Of course you are. You're a woman. Of course you're okay. Push it back into the wall. Good. If you need support, then we'll give it to you. All right. So keep your left leg firm, and then stretch your right leg straight up in the air. So the limbs have to do the work of the other 3. Good. Straighten the knee any amount, and stretch the top leg heel up through the groin. Up. Good. And now back to the chair. Slow. Don't crash. Keep the leg on the chair firm at all times. Now right leg firm, left leg up. Exhale as you go. Use your breath. Don't swing it behind you. Vertically up. Turn it inward towards the right thigh and go straight up from the groin. Head down completely, but not touching the floor. Pin the elbows in. Look, one elbow's forward, one elbow's back. Good. Slowly down you go to the chair. Slowly. Take a breath. Don't crash. And then come down. Give her a hand for that demo. You know, like in Jamaica, no wet, no fun, man. You got to get in the water. Go do the pose. No fun watching other people. That was good. Now, of course, legs against the wall, of course, the wall feels more firm. Right. You got the chair, going to do it, and there it is. All right, come on, try it. All right, you have to find out the right angle. Up you go, elbows in. Wrist press, shoulders lift, head is hanging completely. All right, do your dog pose. Now, the 3 limbs have to do the work of the 4 limbs. So the leg that stays on the chair has to absolutely stay firm. Take your right leg straight up. Good. Don't take it behind you. Just vertically up. Straighten the knee. Flex toe. Internally rotate it toward your left thigh and go up from the groin. Yes. Head down, head down. All right, exhale. Take it to the chair. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Stretch the other leg up straight. Use a breath as you go. Stretch it up straight. Internally rotate it toward the extended leg on the chair. Both knees firm. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Straighten the knee any amount. Slowly come down. Don't crash. Take a breath when you get to the chair. Don't just crash. Then inhale, exhale. Slowly come down. Okay. Nicely done. Pièce de résistance, as we say, is the twin beds technique, which will serve as your shavasana. Everybody will need 2 blocks, and do we have enough for 2 blankets? We have bolsters, right? Yeah. Great. So 2 blocks, a bolster, and a blanket. Say 2.
We have only 14 bolsters. We don't have
Some people only need a bolster and no blanket. If that's appropriate for you, then you give your blanket away, and the people who need to can get 2 blankets. Yeah. We'll work it out. We'll work it out. Let me show you the demo model and then show you what to do. Come on over here and watch Eileen. We didn't call on you yet. No, so no. Undo your stuff. So sometimes I do this as a like a scientific. I would say scientific control. I would say lie down on your back, feel how it is now. You're going to do the technique, and then you're going to stay there in Shavasana, and then I'll have you take the blocks out and you lie down so you can see what the difference is and how you feel. The only difference is I would say move your mats away from each other so your arms can go out to the side. You won't feel compromised by your neighbor. So this is your first, right? You want to see how flat and how wide your back is. How flat and how wide your back is. Okay, then make it easy for me to turn around the other way.
This way?
Okay. You're going to put your two blocks, called the twin beds technique. The two blocks go flat with the short end facing forward and behind you, and you drop down and put your top shoulder blade, or if you're not sure, sit up for a second there, cross one hand over to the other shoulder blade. And touch it like that, you'll find out where that little bony spine is. Everybody do it now. That's called the spine of the scapula. Right? That is going to be right where the top edge of the block is furthest away from your feet. So align that way. Now, if you have a bolster, the bolster is going to go behind you, and it's going to be a little higher, and it's going to go right up to the area between there like that. Yes.
Oh.
So it's going to give a little traction for your neck vertebra, and then you're going to hang out there. And then I'll give you some instructions about breathing into the back of the body. Because one of the things that you learn in yoga, right, is it's always about going from the outside in, from more external to more internal. And one way that you do that is first you start being aware of the back body. Right? Because you see the front, you see the outside, you don't see the back, and you can only feel the back. Unless you have a mirror, right? But you still can only see the back, but you couldn't feel the back. So you have to train yourself to be able to feel, and with, you could say, the skin of your eyes, skin of the eye, I should say the eye of your skin, see and feel the back body while you're breathing. That's going to instantly double your consciousness, right? So I'll give you things like that, and then after, I'm not going to move for now, but after a couple of minutes, I'll say roll over to the side, get rid of the whatever, the bolster or the blankets and the block, and now feel the difference. Got it? Give your hand for that demo. You stay. Everybody else, move your mat so you're not encumbered by your neighbor. We've got 10 minutes left of the class. Let's do it. Now, if the bar was working, I went to the sports bar and turn on the NBA channel.
It's okay. It's amazing through.
Thank you.
All right, so lie down first with nothing. Did you lie down first with nothing? Otherwise, how would you have the scientific experiment? What was the purpose of saying that? So lie down first, otherwise you're not going to know. How will you know? That's another one of the master's words. By experience, it becomes so clear. Right? Didn't I mention that to you, for those of you who've been here in another class? What's the difference between metaphysical speculation and jnana yoga? Yoga has a whole metaphysical doctrine, metaphysical, beyond physical. It tries to describe something that is not apprehended by our senses, but nonetheless is very real, like the teachings of physics. It's all theoretical at a certain level. When they start talking about subatomic particles and quarks and, remember like the Three Stooges? Proton, electron, neutron, fig Newton, and moron. The Three Stooges versus physics. Right. But it was all theoretical at a certain point, right? But then when they split the atom and created nuclear energy, oh, there's something real about this. So just because it can't be seen doesn't mean it doesn't have effects that actually are tangible in the real world, yes? I don't know where I was going with that. Oh. can claim a senior moment, right? Senior moment. There's your lady.
How does it relate to Yana Yogis?
Thank you so much, dear. So metaphysical speculation, it's really fun to talk about things that you don't know for sure. That's why it's called speculation. You speculate about it. It's fascinating, isn't it? But they axiomatically accept this is how it is, and they reason accordingly from that. But as a practitioner who wants to experience direct truth, not mediated by someone else, not through the mind's concepts, but an actual experience, that's why you hit the mat. Because when you hit the mat, now you and your teacher can talk about an experience you just had, not speculate about what you both don't know whether or not it's really true. So that's where Jnana Yoga and Viveka and discrimination really come in. Understood? Everybody clear? All right, so take a quick selfie. I used to say Kodak shot, but now take a quick selfie of how flat and how broad your back is. All right, now put the twin beds in, give yourself the support. Don't forget, touch the spine of your scapula so you know where the edges of the block go. Notice how this creates a small back bend. A small back bend. And then I have a special rug for you. Shipped to the United States, no problem.
Oh, that's good.
Good palm face. Close your eyes. Okay, so now, I'm just double checking. I want to see your forehead is too far back. Double isn't one more. Put your head here. Move that stuff out of the way so your hand's not touching us. All right. Still. Not enough, bro. One more level. Okay. Now go. Still not enough. Now go. Much better. Much better. All the way up. Look, here's your shoulder. Block is here. Come back towards me more. Soft arms to the side, palms facing up. So, shoulders here, block is here. Come back towards that side. All right, so once you're set up, it's totally easy to feel the way the breath moves in the front of your chest, up toward the ceiling and out toward the sides. But what I want you to do is tune your awareness to moving the breath exactly the opposite of how you can easily perceive it in the front and lateral chest. So that means guide the breath toward the blocks, which means downward, not upwards, and laterally spread the breath across the back of your shoulder blades toward the outer armpits. So it's a mirror image of how the front of the chest lifts up, the back of the chest moves down. the front of the chest spreads center of the side, so does the back of the chest. Do not force. In your attempt to do this, which means forging ahead into unknown or unexplored territory, don't attack. Easy does it. If it's a hard, tight, difficult area to reach, you got to melt it. You got to soften it. You got to relax it. You have to let it go. You can't impose anything on it. It'll just tighten you more. I passed blanket folding 101. It's in the 5-hour training. It's a short course. All right, so soft, easy as you go. One or two. All right, so another minute. Easy does it, softening the breath down and wide across the back body to open up the higher vertebra because they impact the way your neck, shoulders, and arms feel. Now, when you come out of the pose, all you're going to do is bend your knees, roll to one side, take a breath when you're there, don't immediately pop up. Move the blankets, bolster, and the blocks away, and lie back down in unsupported shavasana and feel what you've created. All right, so bend your knees, breathe, exhale, roll to the side, take a breath when you're there, flow and glow, then get rid of all the props, lie back, and feel what you have created with that little twin beds technique. So remember the words of the master as we get ready to leave here for tonight. Yoga is about character building. It's an educational experience that draws forth from within you your latent potential. It's a technique to help you develop the talents and gifts of your own individuality, drawing upon the best qualities that you have within yourself. Everybody's endowed with a certain sense of beauty, loyalty, love. By bringing yoga discipline into your life, you'll understand both where your strengths and weaknesses are. It'll make you more perfectly conscious of how you think, the words you choose to express, and certainly your actions. You'll get a better working knowledge of your own body based on direct experience and not book knowledge. Following the eightfold path of yoga, you'll develop social ethics, personal ethics, biomechanical, correct posture, breath control, mental focus, various states of alertness, clarity, and restraint from things that you're better not having in your life. You're better doing without. That's the only thing you have to renounce. That which doesn't make you happy. May you all experience the abundance in life that yoga offers, because ultimately yoga is not life negation, but it harmoniously develops brain and brawn. So if life is going to make heavy demands on our nerves, and we know it does, you'll be a nervous wreck without yoga. So prevention is better than cure. So to face the hectic activity with equanimity and poise, to deal with the vicissitudes of life, yoga is the best natural tranquilizer there is, done without a lot of financial investment and without a lot of heavy equipment. And since it can be done anytime according to your own convenience and adapted to the needs of anybody, it becomes a potentially perfect discipline for you to apply in your own life. So may you all find your own contemporary wrapping to take the ancient teaching and own it. And remember, you are one of the people who are ahead of your time. So when you leave here today, remember, when I ask you at the end of the class, are you trained or untrained? I hope you're all going to say trained. All right, take a deep inhale from your toes all the way to the crown of your head. Fill yourself with energy, and exhale, flush it out from the crown of your head back through the fingertips and your toes. Do it again, coming closer to the surface. Flush the body with energy. Feel the animated quality. Then exhale, completely let go, sinking the whole weight into the floor. And then one more time, breathe in. Take with you all the energy, all the get up and go that you need for all the expenditures later ahead. And then with exhale, maintain that sense of receptivity so you know where to put all that energy you have. Knees to chest as you inhale, roll to the side. Take a breath when you're down. Tucking your chin to your chest so your head is the last thing to return to place. Press your sides and come on up. So, before you leave here tonight, are you trained or untrained?
Trained!
Namaste, everybody.
Namaste.
Thank you again, Agni, and all the forces that have created Kriya Temple to allow me to come here and do this. I really appreciate it. Anybody has a glitch you didn't have when you first came in, please let me know if there's something I can do to help you. I promise I will. Our next get-together is June 1st. About a month or so from now. And then we're having a big party after that, whatever that means, I'm not sure. But help us plan, because we like the party. All right? So anybody has a glitch you didn't have when you first came in, please let me know if there's something I can do to help you. I will. If you have some extra questions, Q&A, whatever, I'm not running away to see what's going on in Golden State. I'm just sharing that because I'm a real human being like everybody else. I love sports. I can't suppose I'm not. I could be in yoga. Mr. Ryan goes mad for cricket. Mad for cricket. Man, he'd always watch the cricket game. I had to learn what cricket was so I could talk to the master about the sports he liked, right?